You know those cheerful pinwheel-shaped flowers that you see like everywhere in the summer? In garden beds, in pots, lining sidewalks? Yeah, that's the vinca flower. It's so common, so everyday. You've probably walked past it 1,000 times and never given it a second thought. Well, today we are going to give it that second thought because this humble little plant is hiding a secret that is absolutely extraordinary. So, why do gardeners and landscapers absolutely love this plant? Well, it's also known as Madagascar periwinkle, and it is the definition of tough. I mean, while all the other flowers are wilting and giving up in the scorching summer heat, vinca is just getting started. It's super low maintenance, it shrugs off drought, and it just keeps pumping out these vibrant colors all season long with almost no fuss. It's reliable, it's beautiful, and it's practically bulletproof. So, it's pretty much the perfect garden plant. But this is where our story takes a really sharp turn. What if I told you that inside this tough, pretty little flower, there's something that has fundamentally changed modern medicine? And this is where you see the plant's incredible double life. To a gardener, yeah, it's a simple, pretty flower. But to a scientist, this plant, its official name is Catharanthus roseus, is a ridiculously sophisticated chemical factory. It's not just making pretty petals and leaves, it's synthesizing over 130 different complex compounds called alkaloids. Think of them as the plant's natural chemical arsenal. And it turns out, a couple of those chemicals are among the most powerful medicines ever discovered. This is really the story of how a common backyard plant made the incredible journey from the garden bed all the way to the hospital bed. It became a kind of hidden pharmacy for the entire world. So what are these special compounds exactly? They're called terpenoid indole alkaloids, or TIAs for short. Now, you don't need to remember that name. What's crucial to understand is that these are the plant's secret weapons. These are complex molecules that have incredibly powerful effects on living cells. And two of these TIAs are legitimate medical superstars. You might have even heard of them, vinblastine and vincristine. And listen, these aren't just some minor drugs. They are powerful frontline chemotherapy agents. Vinblastine is a key weapon against Hodgkin's disease, lung cancer, and breast cancer. And vincristine, wow, it's one of the primary treatments for acute lymphoblastic leukemia, and it completely transformed a disease that was once a death sentence for children into one with a really, really high survival rate. They work by literally stopping cancer cells in their tracks, preventing them from dividing and spreading. Okay, so we have this miracle plant that produces miracle drugs. Problem solved, right? We just plant more vincas? Well, not quite. Nature gave us this amazing solution, but it also presented us with a massive billion-dollar problem, a true needle-in-a-haystack situation. Here's the catch: scarcity. These life-saving vinca alkaloids, vinblastine and vincristine, exist in absolutely minuscule, tiny quantities inside the plant. We are talking about needing literally tons and tons of dried vinca leaves just to produce a few grams of the active drug. The yield is just incredibly frustratingly low. You don't have to take my word for it. This quote from the researchers just lays out the challenge perfectly. They say there's this great pharmacological importance that contrasts with the small amounts the plant actually makes. And that huge gap makes getting the drugs out of the plant an incredibly difficult and expensive process, which, of course, limits how many people can get them. So, if you can't get enough from nature, what do? You get creative, you get really, really clever. And this is where biotechnology comes in, with a brilliant strategy to essentially hack the plant's own biology. The technique is called elicitation. Now, it sounds complex, but the idea behind it is actually pretty simple and, well, ingenious. Scientists grow the vinca cells in a totally controlled lab environment, not out in a field. Then they introduce a mild, harmless stressor, an elicitor. This basically tricks the plant cells into thinking they're under attack from a bug or a fungus. So what do? They kick their natural defense systems into overdrive. And a key part of that defense system is, you guessed it, producing way more of those powerful alkaloids. So the process looks something like this. First, they find the best, most productive plant cells they can. Then they grow them up in a bioreactor. And then they add this special cocktail of elicitors to the mix. The cells totally flip out, their defense pathways go crazy, and they become these hyper-productive little factories, just churning out these valuable compounds at levels you could never, ever hope to achieve in a plant growing in the ground. And when I say the results are good, I mean they are absolutely staggering. Just get ready for this. Okay, check this out, just to show you how powerful this technique is.
Let's look at the data for a related compound. It's called augmelicine. Using one elicitor on its own, boom, a 27-fold increase in yield. Pretty good. Another one gets you a 40-fold increase. But here is where the magic happens. When scientists combine them, the effect isn't just added together, it's synergistic. It explodes to a 90-fold increase. And then, when they add a third stressor, just a little bit of UV light, production skyrockets by over 200 times. It's this exact same principle that allows them to dramatically boost the production of those key anti-cancer drugs, basically solving the scarcity problem by convincing the cells to do all the heavy lifting.
So this story is about so much more than just one pretty flower. It's really about a whole new way of looking at the natural world and the incredible untapped potential that it holds. I mean, think about that transformation for a second. We went from a common garden flower, something you can buy at any local nursery, to a high-tech, life-saving biofactory. It's just this amazing intersection of nature's genius and human ingenuity. It all comes back to what that research paper said at the beginning. The vinca flower, C. roseus, truly is an amazing chemical factory. It's a powerful reminder that even the most ordinary-looking plants can have these extraordinary capabilities, just waiting for us to discover and understand them. And that really leaves us with one last fascinating question, right? The vinca flower was hiding one of the 20th century's most important medical breakthroughs in plain sight for everyone to see. It just makes you wonder, what other life-saving secrets are still out there, just waiting for us in the gardens, fields, and forests all around us?